Morning, all. All right, we got 7 games tonight in the National Hockey League. The busiest night so far since the return, but of course, there's a lot of teams that are still on their break. That will change come Saturday. We have 14 games on. It's going to be hockey all day long. And tonight it will not be. We will have 5 games starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, one starting a half an hour after that, and a 7th game starting a half an hour after that. So not too bad. Overall, not too bad. Still an early night. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Colorado Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning. This has the chance to be game of the night material. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Denver on February the 14th. For the Avs, they're 27-18-4. Their last 10 games are 7-2-1. And yet, they're getting healthier, right? Away from home, they're 14-9-1. They are tied with Minnesota for third spot in that division. However, with 1 game in hand, they currently occupy third position in the division. On the Tampa Bay side, they're third in their division as well. They're 32-16-2. Last 10 games, they're 6-3-1. At home, they are 24-2. That home winning streak was stopped at 12 games by the San Jose Sharks. They will be trying to start a new winning streak. And they are 4 points back of the Toronto Maple Leafs for that second spot in the Atlantic Division. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Oilers and the Flyers. The first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Edmonton on February the 21st. For the Oilers, 29-18-4 is their overall record. Their last 10 games, they're 8-1-1, playing very, very well. Away from home, they're 16-7-1. They're 1 point back of Seattle and LA. So they could be as high as second place tonight. I guess potentially they could be tied for first coming out of tonight. They're 4 points clear of Minnesota and Calgary for that final playoff spot in the West. On the Philadelphia side, they're 21-22-9. Their last 10 games, they're 4-4-2. At home, they're 10-13-2. They are 8 points back of Pittsburgh for that final playoff spot. They're trying their best. Philadelphia, you're getting that effort from them right now. I don't think they have the offensive skill necessary to pull off enough victories, but with the work ethic they're showing, they're going to win their share of games. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between San Jose and Florida. So over the Sharks coming off of a huge win in Tampa, they're now playing against a team that beat them on November 3rd in San Jose by a score of 4-3 in a shootout. For San Jose, they're 16-25-11. Their last 10 games, they're 3-4-3. Away from home, they are 11-13-4. They are 15 points back of the Minnesota Wild for that final playoff spot. So for San Jose, there's definitely some pride on the line here in the way they've been playing lately. They're playing like a team that has some pride and wants to improve their record. On the Florida side, they're 25-22-6. Their last 10 games are 6-2-2. At home, they're 14-7-3. They're 3 points back of Pittsburgh, but they've played 3 more games than Pittsburgh. So this is where things get tough. Pittsburgh is the team that other teams are chasing, but they've played fewer games than the teams that are chasing them. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Seattle and the New Jersey Devils. On January the 19th, Seattle won in overtime at home, 4-3. That was a very entertaining game. For Seattle, they're 29-16-5 overall. Their last 10 games are 5-4-1. Away from home, they are a ridiculous 16-6-2. They're 1 point back of Vegas. They're tied with LA. They are 1 point clear of the Edmonton Oilers. This is quite the division right now in the Pacific. And so Seattle will have to deal with New Jersey tonight. New Jersey, 33-13-4 overall. Their last 10 games, they're 8-1-1. At home, they're 14-10-2. They're 6 points back at Carolina for first in the division. They're 4 points clear of the New York Rangers for second in the division. So we'll see how this one goes tonight. Should be a very entertaining one. Seattle's the better road team, but New Jersey's home record isn't bad at this point, and it feels like it could be getting better. This could be game of the night material as well. Calgary, Detroit. So this, the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Calgary on February the 16th. So I'm wearing Detroit. I like their chances tonight. Calgary 24-17-10. Their last 10 games are 5-3-2. Away from home, they're 10-8-8. They are tied with Minnesota for that final playoff spot, though they're below the playoff line right now. They have played 1 more game than Minnesota, which is why they're below that playoff line right now. So if the playoffs started today, Calgary's not in them. On the Detroit side, they're 21-20-8. Their last 10 games are 4-5-1. At home, they're 12-11-3. They're 9 points back of the Pittsburgh Penguins. As I've been mentioning with Detroit, playoffs are fading at this stage. but there's still a reason to believe that Detroit has gotten better and will continue to get better. I've seen some people saying, well, no, these numbers have come down, these numbers have come down. Pay attention to how many young players are getting into the lineup and how prominent they're being. Guys like Berggren, watch for Soderblom, guys like this too. It's a fun time to be a Detroit fan if you watch for more than just the record and goals and that. You just look at the big picture. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. The big picture comes into focus between Vancouver and the Islanders. Bo Horvat against his former teammates, and he hasn't had much time to get used to being an Islander. Now, on January the 3rd, the New York Islanders came into Vancouver and beat them 6-2, and it was not a close game. For Vancouver, they're 20-27-4. They're coming off of a solid game against the Rangers, which they lost. Their last 10, they're 3-6-1. Away from home, they're 10-14-3. They are 14 points back of Minnesota, which means they're 1 point ahead of San Jose. So all the discussions of how the Canucks they didn't get to tank properly, there's still the tanking ability there. If they drop below San Jose, there aren't very many teams below that either. On the Islanders front, they're 27-22-5. Their last 10, they're 4-4-2. Believe they've won 4 in a row. So they're doing well lately. It's been a very up and down season for the Islanders, but maybe adding Horvat will mean more ups than downs. At home, they're 16-9-2. They're tied with Pittsburgh for that last playoff spot. However, they've played 4 more games than the Pittsburgh Penguins. So it is going to be a situation where the Islanders require some help, or maybe it's somebody else they knock out of the playoffs and not Pittsburgh. And then at 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, the Vegas Golden Knights in against the Minnesota Wild. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again on April the 1st as well as April the 3rd. For Vegas, they're 30-18-4. Their last 10 games, they're 3-5-2. Away from home, they're 16-5-4. They're 1 point ahead of Seattle and LA. They're 2 points ahead of Edmonton. So coming out of tonight, we'll see where all the standings lie in that division. It could be a complete change coming out of tonight's games. On the Minnesota side, they're 27-19-4. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They're coming off that loss last night against the Dallas Stars. They need to get some wins. They're 5-5 in their last 10. At home, they're 15-8-1. They are the number 2 wild card currently in the West, but they're tied with Colorado. Colorado's currently 3rd. They're also tied with Calgary, who are currently below the line. So it is going to be quite the night tonight. Look for another quiet night tomorrow. There's only 4 games on tomorrow, and then, as I said, 14 games on the Saturday. It is going to get really busy really quickly. So let me know your picks in the comment section below as always. Who do you think ends up winning these games? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And if I had to just go ahead and hazard a guess, I'd say, yeah, I'd just take all the home teams. I really don't. I really don't do the whole who would I take, who would I not take. Would I actually take all the home teams? Just looking it over, and I mean, I'm wearing Detroit. Yeah, maybe this will be a night where we see all the home teams win, and now that I've said it, now all the road teams will win. But now that I said that, anyways, let me know your thoughts, like and subscribe, and hey, thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.